Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Nadav Levy. Nadav Levy is CEO of Machulu, a platform that helps organizations solve their accessibility challenges in order to serve customers with disabilities in the best possible way. Their vision is to improve the lives of people with disabilities and the elderly by making it simple to acquire and implement accessibility in any organization. Before co-founding Machulu, Nadav had over 20 years of experience leading technology groups from idea to product in startups and global enterprise companies, always focusing on the customer point of view. As the CEO, he oversees business development and product and guides the company's overall vision and strategic business direction. Well, good afternoon, Nadav. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good afternoon, Brian. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. This is exciting. I'm glad you jumped on the podcast today. So let's jump into the questions, Nadav. You've got quite the career as an entrepreneur, board member, and now you're the CEO of Machulu. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
Well, Brian, basically, I always look at the end user and try to see how what I do, how my products can make their life easier. So what inspired me, for example, in my current startup in Machulu, is to help people with disabilities. And I have friends, and I see many examples of people with disabilities that try to do basic things in life that you and I take for granted, like going to a store or reading an article online, and it's a huge struggle for them, and it makes no sense for me. And that's basically why I started this new startup. If I'm looking at a broader scope of my career, so I think that there are a few things that always keeps me focused. I'm sure you know that as being an entrepreneur is a long journey. And, I had my share of failures and success, but things that helped me make Machulu and previous ventures move forward is always surround myself with great people. In fact, the fact that I have a great partner, an amazing team, and most importantly is a supporting family, and that's what helps me keeps moving forward. And going through these very difficult times that you experience as an entrepreneur. And there are some very hard times. And I also believe that as entrepreneurs, it takes a lot out of you, a lot of effort, a lot of time, and you got to have your family by your side. And that's why you need to keep this life-work balance, and you must always keep your family engaged with your purpose, with your vision, because you will need them when things get hard. And from business perspective, I think that you must have a vision. You must believe in what you're doing. You must have a vision that you can share with your team, with your customers, with your investors, but it's important to remember that in the end, any business, especially startups, grows by achieving small wins. Every day you need to focus on what's the next win I can bring to the table, will get you closer to your end goal and help you make your vision a reality. One more thing that I always take in mind, as an entrepreneur and every place that I work is that I always keep focused on the end customer. And so I'm trying to think what I can do, what I can make their lives simpler, make their lives better, what can bring real value for them. This is the best way, from my point of view, to always advance your career and your company.
Great. Nadav, I appreciate the share on that and the inspiration behind your company of helping people with disabilities. So thanks again. And Nadav, as you know, everybody globally has had to make these major shifts to adapt to the new normal. Could you share with us what you're doing to help your company stay relevant in this economy?
Sure. So personally, I think, we started our company right before the pandemic started. I must say that although the pandemic is, brought many challenges, for us personally, I think it got some great benefits, great opportunities. I know it's not relevant for any startup. Some industries took it very hard. But for us, for example, it was much easier to meet incredible partners and customers all over the world. In a normal economy, this probably would be impossible or require us to make a lot of traveling and face-to-face meetings, which would take a lot of time and money and resources. So it was great for us. So probably personally for us, it was okay. And, it's a personal belief. I think that I should look at the good things in any situation. And even though it's not always possible, I think this pandemic taught us that some important lessons. And this lesson will stay with us in the future, personally or business perspective. And I think it will make the world a bit more global. Today, anyone can start a business easily from their bedroom and have access to anyone in the world. I think it's become a normal thing. If you, a year ago you had to convince someone to talk and close deals with you remotely, today it's a normal thing to do. And we actually recruited our employees, our investors, our partners, everything remotely. We never meet with any of them face to face, and it works perfectly today. So, I think we became a bit more global world due to this pandemic.
Thank you for sharing, Nadav. You're right. We all had to pivot and shift to address the challenge. But you're right. Now, business, I would say 90% of it can be done virtually. And we've learned a lot from this. And going forward, I think this is going to change how we do business going forward in the future. And Nadav, this is a technology platform, so we want to talk a little bit about the technology. Are you leveraging any new or emerging technologies in your tech stack? Anything you might be able to share with us?
Sure. In terms of the product, of course, we have AI behind everything we do. But personally, what interests me, I'm a very technical guy. I love technology. It gets me excited to see the evolving technology. I think we see a leap in very many different industries, not only cars and many other industries. But I personally love and focus on the smart homes industry. I think it's getting better and better each year. And I think that very soon as the 5G network gets implemented around the world, we'll see a lot of very useful, amazing things around our homes and offices. There are more and more players in the market and many new products, and it's become more accessible, cheaper, and much better. And what actually most important from my perspective is that all of those products, different manufacturers, starting to somehow integrate together. So it's far from perfect, but it's getting better and better each day. I think that soon we'll see some great things in this industry. One more thing that personally interests me is the technology that makes more green planets, and especially meat replacements. I'm a vegetarian, and I think that we see some great, amazing startups like Behind Meat that's really going to change our world.
Great. Nadav, thank you for sharing that. That's important to know that technology is improving lives, but also, as you mentioned, sustainability long-term. So thanks again. And Nadav, last question. Can you share something from your career experience that might be helpful for those looking to grow their career in tech or entrepreneurship?
Well, I think that both as an entrepreneur and technology organization, it's required to always stay curious, always to learn new things, because this is a very fast-moving industry. That's what makes it an exciting place to be. And if you like what you're doing and you have passion for making things better, to learn new things each day, then you will probably be successful in your career, even if you go to be an employee of some technology company or if you start your own venture. I think that if you're just starting out as just getting into this industry, it's important to find some friends in the industry, maybe find a mentor that can consult you and answer your questions when they come, especially if you're an entrepreneur. Surround yourself with great mentors. That's the most important.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. And we've talked a lot about this on our show as well, as mentorship is so important at all ages, at all stages, and whatever you're doing in your career, whether you're an entrepreneur or an engineer. So Nadav, I appreciate that. And it was a pleasure having you on today. I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Right. Thank you, Brian, for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Bye for now.